what's happening with immigration. Okay, so
No, not really, but I'm just saying, we're from Kansas City.
okay,
But originally from Mexico. So I kind of know what's going on.
okay, but you don't live in Chicago.
No, we don't live in Chicago.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you. It's nice to meet you.
But we are for immigration, though. I mean, they have to do it legally, and they have to do it the right way. Mexico right now is doing mass deportations on all the people that stayed illegally,
Right.
because that's how you manage a country. And it's not about hating people, myself as an immigrant. It's just about doing things the right way.
Yeah.
I
understand that, but we don't like people being roughed up. America doesn't do that. America's about due process. And if you're going to come to this country, of course you need to do it legally, you need to follow the things. But in America, if you're going to go and pick someone up, you have to have due process, you've got to have a warrant, you've got to show them that there is a reason to do it. There is, you know what I'm saying? And so maybe in Mexico that's different, but we don't beat our people up here. We're not supposed to.
Mexico is in North America, so North America is a continent. So you do have to do things the right way, and anywhere.
But Mexico doesn't go by the same rules that we do. We're the biggest democracy in the country, in the world, and we believe that we treat people humanely here.
No, I get that, and the thing is that when you come from a country that is not the U.S., you really see the blessing coming to a country that has freedom, a country that gives.
I completely agree with you, but you also see the way that you should not treat people. And I don't think people are protesting out here because they're upset that they believe that people should just come over illegally. I think they're upset because of the way that they are doing it and that they are not going through the people. If you want to come to Chicago and you want to bring in the National Guard, you have to talk to the local officials and get their approval. That's how it works here. And you cannot just pick someone up and say, I'm going to grab you, whether they are undocumented or not,
Totally.
or documented or not.
Others the way that you want to be treated correctly.
Right. So I think that's why people are protesting.
Yeah, and I agree with that. That's good, and that applies anywhere. It doesn't matter what country. That applies everywhere.
I agree.
You want to be treated the way that you want to treat others.
Right. But if you come, you want to do it the proper way. If you want to come.
Exactly. And that's anywhere. So I think that also people need to understand that, because a lot of them have signs that said, no human is illegal. Yeah. But once you enter the wrong way, doing it the proper way, you're breaking the law.
And she is cooking Don Lemon, and Don Lemon thinks that he has, and he does, because this is his platform, and so he has microphone supremacy, and he can bring it back whenever he wants. But they still trying to stand on this, and they're wrong. She's telling him, hey, listen, I'm from Mexico. I know what's going on in my home country. I am also aware of the laws as here and the laws as there, and they are getting people up out of there. And so I don't know why y'all feel compelled to just let people run roughshod over y'all over here inside of the United States of America. And when you come over here illegally, you are committing a crime. And so it ain't no due process for a criminal that's not from the United States of America. Due process is for American citizens. You can't just run up in somewhere and then say, hey, but you got to have a warrant in order to be able to talk to me. What kind of nonsense is that? That's like somebody coming into your house, right, and telling you you can't remove them, which is one of the reasons why I don't believe in squatter laws. Like, you can't go into a property that's not yours and determine what the true owner can do to acquire their property back. It's wrong. And so, again, we doing stuff wrong and stupid inside of the United States of America. And the people that really suffer from it is not only the American citizens, but also people like her that came over and did it the right way, because they are the ones that are the biggest advocates against illegal migration into the country.
And I think that we need to see both sides of it.
It's not a criminal act.
It is a
criminal act. The president is
act.
a criminal, and he's in the highest office in the land. Coming over and being undocumented is not a criminal act.
It is.
It does not deserve someone to be pushed to the ground and handcuffed. That's not. And so, if you live, let me.
What is wrong with Don Lemon? What is wrong with Don Lemon? Coming over here illegally is illegal. It is a criminal act. A misdemeanor is a criminal act. A felony is a criminal act. It is a criminal act. You're doing it illegally. You're not supposed to do it. You become a criminal as a result of it.
Just tell you, I just got to be honest with you. If you come from a place like Mexico or whatever, you're
don't
from
tell
Mexico.
her.
Yes.
If you come from a place like Mexico, you're right. We have amazing opportunities in this country, and the reason we have those is because we have a constitution where we treat people humanely, and we believe in immigration and people coming over. Not everybody comes over and they're going to do it the same way. Sometimes people come over under desperate situations and they need to get out, and we have to understand that. But the reason that we have all these things and that you love America is because people have due process. Is because we don't treat people inhumanely. It's because we don't beat people up. It's because we don't throw people in detention centers in horrible conditions. That's why you love America. If we did that,
he's telling her why she love America. Mighty rich of you, sir.
Then we would be the same as the places people are coming from, looking for more freedoms and more opportunities.
I also see a dark side of it, though, because now you see cities like California, Chicago.
You mean Los Angeles? States like California.
Yes, exactly. States like California, with cities like Los Angeles and other parts of California, Chicago, and then you see Portland, and then you see all these other places where people are just breaking the law constantly, and they're just getting a slap on the wrist and send their way. And
where's it? Portland? There's no emergency. There's no crime. In all of these cities that you're talking about, crime is down.
Okay, when you
always have issues with crime in big cities.
When you see those videos on TV of people just going in stores and stealing merchandise and just running out with
that shouldn't happen, but what does that have to do with immigration?
What I'm saying is that it has to do a lot with immigration, because you are saying that crossing illegally is not a crime. They're not breaking the law. That's my thing. If you go to Japan and try to do it illegally, and I guarantee you, you're going to get shot.
We don't live in Japan. That's the thing.
Okay, but
do you want to live under Japanese rule? That you're making my point. You don't want to live under a dictatorship.
What I'm trying to tell you is that America is heading that way, because we're only giving slaps on the wrist instead of enforcing the law. So
there are things that we need to work with, but we cannot brutalize people and not give them due process. Do we need to work on people who don't serve enough time in jail and other things? Absolutely. Yes. But that is not the same as immigration. And look, I think people should come here the right way. But also, I'm not in a dire situation where I'm going to judge how someone comes in the country when they are in fear of their lives or they have no opportunities. I'm not going to judge how they...
You told me the president is a criminal, so that's judging.
No, I'm not judging. That's fact. How's that judging?
Okay, crossing the border illegally is not a crime?
No, it's not a criminal act. Okay. It's a misdemeanor.
So why are they being sent back and saying that they're breaking the law?
That's the point.
Okay, as somebody that actually...
We don't know if they're breaking the law because they won't tell. There's no due process. Where's the evidence? That's the whole point. And if they are breaking the law, most people will say, okay, then they need to go.
Listen. I don't know where the disconnect is. Maybe I missed something along the way. I've always been told that if you break the law, if you do something that you're not supposed to do, then that's what's called a crime. What are we missing here? Where are we off? That is breaking the law. The law says that you cannot come over to this country illegally, undocumented. Where are we off at? Because I just want to make sure that we all on the same page here.
But they're criminals. But if they're not, why are they being rounded up and sent out? Especially when he promised to deport the criminals, and now he's not doing that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going.
Misdemeanor is not a crime. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So misdemeanor is not a crime?
It's not a criminal act. No, if you get charged with a
misdemeanor, is not a crime.
Why not charge at all then, if it's not a criminal act?
Because we have different levels of crime. Everything is not the same.
So it is crime.
No,
it's just
we
different
have different levels of. I shouldn't say crime, but it's not. It's not a crime. You're not breaking the law. I mean, you are breaking the law, but it's not a criminal act.
So it's breaking the law.
No, you're not breaking the law.
The misdemeanor is not breaking the law.
No.
If you're speeding, drinking, get pulled over, DUI.
That's not a criminal act. Well, no, if you're speeding, is a misdemeanor.
It's a misdemeanor. Right. So it's still breaking the law.
Okay, well, if you want to qualify that, we're doing semantics. But what I'm
saying,
we're
not doing semantics.
What I'm trying to tell you is everything is not the same. It's all not one thing.
But is it the law?
What is it? The law that what?
Is it a law to come over legally? Is there a law?
there are rules that processes that you should follow. Yeah, so you're breaking rules. You're breaking the rules, but you're not necessarily breaking a law.
So what happens when you break the rules?
Then you suffer the consequences. But the consequences should not. Look, no one is saying no one should suffer the consequences. You guys are getting things mixed up. Okay. What we're saying is that you should not be brutalized or beaten up or treated inhumanely for even if a criminal act in America.
Just for any law.
For any law, whether it is the highest in the land, you still have due process. You're still innocent until proven guilty.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
Yeah.
No, we agree with all that.
But what's happening now is guilty until no proven. It doesn't matter. You're just guilty.
It's on both sides. But like, if you're going after someone that's breaking the law, right? So speeding or whatever, and they're lawfully pulling over and obeying your command, right? Then there's no issue. Are they going after people that are like calm and gentle?
Yes.
They are?
Yeah, they're not
resisting
at
all?
These people are, you just grab people and say, get on the ground and get in the car. And then someone will say, well, for what?
Don Lemon got cooked. Apparently he doesn't want to concede, and he's embarrassing himself right now. Doesn't really matter. It is what it is. Make sure you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.